2025 isn't a year that you're hoping change happens. 2025 is a year that we're guaranteeing that change happens. And that only occurs then when we're able to help you get from information to wisdom. We don't want to be a sage from the stage. We want to be a guide from the side, loving you, holding you accountable, and going on the journey with you. How do you take ownership for your health in the most intentional way ever? So these 6 episodes are going to look like this: nutrition, strength, conditioning, sleep, and recovery, and finishing with consistency and habit building. What is the bridge between information and wisdom is the ability to apply it in a personalized way. And so what we aim to do here is to take information and make it wisdom. Hey everybody, welcome back to the Own It Show. I'm your host, Justin Roethlingshoefer, and if this is your first time here, I just want to welcome you, because at the Own It Show, this is where we aim to empower, equip, and educate you on what does it mean to take ownership of your health. And as we step into 2025, I've been talking about this series that we're going to be going into, which is how can I help give you every single tool, every single tactic, and every single personalized applicable process to make that a reality for you. Because my vision is that 2025 isn't a year that you're hoping change happens. 2025 is a year that we're guaranteeing that change happens. And that only occurs then when we're able to help you get from information to wisdom. And I want to give a little guidance on this for a second, because a lot of people are giving you information. We don't have a lack of information in this country or in this world for that matter, but we have a lack of wisdom. And what is the bridge between information and wisdom is the ability to apply it in a personalized way. And so what we aim to do here is to take information and make it wisdom. And that's also what our business aims to do, is help go on the journey with you. We don't want to be a sage from the stage. We want to be a guide from the side, loving you, holding you accountable, and going on the journey with you. And so that is what this series is all about. I've been talking about it before the New Year's. I started talking about this back in, way back in November, where this series was just put on my heart. And over the last 2 months, I've been synthesizing information down and really bringing this into a practical series that is going to happen over the course of 6 episodes. This is going to be a quick introduction, 4 or 5 minutes long, but really helping you know what journey are we going on? Where are we starting to step into? What does this actually look like? So you can get the format, you can trust the format, you can look forward to where you're going. And if there was ever a series that you should save, that you should bookmark, that you should put in a place where you can come back to it over and over and over again, it is this. And so there are going to be 6 episodes that are specifically built around how do you take ownership for your health in the most intentional way ever. So these 6 episodes are going to look like this. Number 1, episode 1 is all going to be about stress and heart rate variability. All going to be about stress and heart rate variability. Every single episode is going to be about an hour long. So stress and heart rate variability, that is the first one. The second one we're going into is nutrition. And we're not just going calories, macros. We're diving deep into what do you expect to do from a nutrition standpoint. Everything from the history, how we got here, what is cellular testing, what testing is important, what blood markers are important to look like. How do you actually start to personalize your food and the choices that you're making? Then we're going to go into episode 3, which is actually going to be all about conditioning. So we're actually broke exercise into 2 things. Conditioning for episode 3, cardiovascularly, how are we conditioning ourselves? Going to go anaerobic, going to go aerobic, going to go through this whole piece. Then we're going to go into episode 4, which is the strength episode. How do we build strength? What does this actually look like? And then episode 5, we're going to dive deep into sleep and recovery. How do we actually sleep and recover well? What does that look like for us? Finally, finishing episode 6 with how do we build habits? How do we build habits consistently and intentionally? And how do we ultimately break bad habits? What does that look like over the course of time? And to be honest with you, I think this is going to be a super exciting series. So it's going to be over the course of 7 weeks. This will be theoretically episode 1 that you can lean into, really start to share this introduction so that people can know, okay, I need to tune into the Own It Show. I need to look at the episodes coming forward so that I can take ownership of my health and really make it practical and applicable. There's never been anything really done like this. I look at all these episodes that other people are putting out, and there's a lot of really good snippets in these, but it's never been organized or distilled or synthesized in a way that you listen to it, it makes sense, and then you can ultimately go apply it. And that's the difference between information and wisdom. And so as we go through this, what we're going to be going over are these 6 episodes: stress, nutrition, strength, conditioning, sleep, and habit building over the course of the next 6 weeks. And the format in how I'm going to break every single episode down will be the same. So you will know exactly what to expect. Every single episode will be about 60 minutes long, about 1 hour long. And the format is going to be what I call the triple I. Intent, basically, what are you going to be looking at from a data standpoint? So the intention of how we show up. So what data is important? What data is practical and applicable? What data do you need to pay attention to? What is the intention that we need to have when it comes to each one of these areas? The second I is intervention. So what's the protocol or what's the system that you need to put into place? So we're going to get really practical in the intervention space. So you'll know exactly what we're missing. You'll know exactly what's missing in your life. You'll know exactly how to implement this. You'll have specifics, not generalizations, but specifics as to how to make it very personal to you. And then number 3 is inevitable, or the inevitable outcome, the result. What are you going to get? What do you ultimately realize at the other side of this journey as you start to become consistent with these types of things? What is the outcome of being able to intervene in a very intentional way? So that is the 3 I's that you're going to have. You're going to have the intention, the data that matters. You're going to have the intervention, the very personalized protocol and the system to put in place. And then you're going to have the inevitable outcome, the thing that you're striving for, the thing that you're going for, the thing that you want. What will happen when you start to do this? And so that is what we are going to do. And the reason that this really came to my heart is there's so many people that I hear of that are just struggling with trying to figure this stuff out and trying to figure out what information is applicable to them, what information matters, and how they can start to put it into practice. And so this is going to be a series, like I mentioned before, that you are going to want to save, you're going to want to star, you're going to want to send to people, because this will not be something that you listen to once. This is intended to be something you come back to over and over and over again. It's something that is going to be able to help you learn. Because remember, my mission and our mission at Own It is really all about equipping, educating, and empowering you to take ownership of your health. And so if I do a great job synthesizing this down and being able to educate you in a profound way, it is going to be a tool that you come back to over and over and over again, that you'll be able to share with people, that you'll be able to speak into people, and you'll understand this body that you live in such a more empowered way. So there's no more of a reason for you to continue to sit into some of these habits that people tell you that you have to do, or these actions that overwhelm you. And you're just like, I don't know if they're actually working. I don't know why I'm doing this. I don't know what I'm actually supposed to be looking at. And I just did it because X person told me to. But now you're going to become the expert. That is my goal with this. You will start to feel like you have ownership and you have confidence in what you're stepping into. And so what I want you to do as well is I've put together a workbook, and there's 2 resources that I want you to go get that are really going to help with this. So the first resource is available at theownitshow.com. theownitshow.com. And when you go to theownitshow.com, what it's going to ask for is just some information so that we can get you a workbook. And this workbook is going to help you as we go through this whole series. So you'll be able to make notes on it, or if you don't want to make notes on it and you just want the workbook itself, you're going to get everything distilled down into a very simple, easy, and applicable way as well in that workbook. So that ebook that I'm going to give you, gosh, it took months of being able to put these protocols and these intentional practices in place, the data that matters. And so if you go to theownitshow.com, you'll be able to grab that workbook there and really just be able to help you and build on this journey. The second resource, if you're desiring to get this, is my book, The Power of Ownership. Redeem your health, live life by design, and break the relentless pursuit of normal. You can find that on Amazon. And really what I'm taking here, what I'm doing in this podcast is I'm really diving deep into areas that we covered in the book. But the way that the book works is, again, it's just meant to be a tool and a resource you can continue to come back to and continue to help you in a powerful way. So that, again, the two resources that I want you to go grab are at theownitshow.com. There's a great workbook, ebook there for you that you'll just be able to grab. And then if you're interested in grabbing a copy of The Power of Ownership, you can go to Amazon and just grab a copy off of there. But that will set you up really, really well for what we're about to go down into on this journey of learning about these 6 different areas, these 6 different episodes on stress, nutrition, strength, conditioning, sleep, and recovery, and ultimately, lastly, consistency in building habits. And so with this, I am so excited to just hear of the stories throughout this. The one piece that I didn't say that I'm going to do is at the end of every single episode, so the episodes are going to be filmed every single week, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take questions. And if you send me questions via Instagram, if you send me questions via Facebook, if you send me questions via email, I will actually answer those live before we start the next episode. So we're going to be able to put all of those into play. And this is going to be a very interactive podcast, a way that we can really serve you in a powerful way. And so I encourage you, if what you're listening to serves you, to please tag me in these that you put on social media. Please send this to somebody, because this is going to really, I think, create a lot of freedom for somebody who's ultimately been searching for this. So again, those 6 episodes: stress, nutrition, strength, conditioning, sleep, and recovery, and finishing with consistency and habit building. So this is going to be the journey we're going on. I'm excited to serve you. I'm excited to see how this works so that we can become more intentional, we can use the interventions that matter, and we can gain the inevitable outcomes that we're searching for, which is to thrive in our health. Because at the end of the day, we know success is different. So own your different, and we will see you guys in week 1 of our new series focused on taking ownership of our health with stress next week. Go own it.